G'day folks, welcome along to part 2 of our tutorial series where we are learning how to create a platform game using Microsoft's MakeCode Arcade. In the first video we got as far as setting up our main character. I'll just show you that now. So here she is here. She can move left and right and she faces the appropriate way as she moves around. She can jump. If we press spacebar here we can get her jumping around on the platforms, and you can see gravity is pulling her down towards the ground as well. Okay, so that's all looking good. We set up a simple background as well, and these platforms that I'm jumping around on now, they're temporary. We're actually going to get rid of them now and set up our levels a little bit better than what we have at the moment. Okay, so let's get into it. So first thing I'm going to do is just remove that initial tile map that we had set up. Okay, now I usually just click and drag that and get rid of it, but if you do click and drag that block of code, it takes all the blocks underneath it as well. So a little hack that I want to show you in MakeCode Arcade: hold Control on your keyboard and then click and drag this tile. Okay, and that will just get rid of that one block of code and leave all the others in place. Okay, so if you look at your game screen now, all those platforms have disappeared and we can start to do it up properly now. Okay, now the reason that we're going to do it up a little bit different to the previous video is because we're going to have two different levels, and in each of the levels I want the platforms to look a bit different, so in different locations. We might even change the look of the platforms themselves between the two levels. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create something called a function. Okay, what a function is like a little snippet of code that can be reused and called upon throughout your program at different times. Okay, and what we're going to do is when we start our game, or when we start each new level, we're going to run this function to work out which level we're on and which tile map we need to be displaying on the screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go down to the advanced section over here in my toolbox and click on the functions drawer, and we're going to make a new function. Where it says do something, you can delete that word, and I want you to write in a more meaningful function name, and we're going to call it start level, because this function, or this little snippet of code, is only going to run when we start a new level. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do inside of this function is work out which level we are on. Is it going to be level 1 or is it going to be level 2? Okay, and the way we do that, we need to set up a variable. Okay, a variable, as I mentioned in previous video tutorials, it's like a bucket that holds information or keeps track of information throughout your game. In this game, we're going to keep track of which level we are on. So let's make a variable up called, we'll just call it current level. No spaces in variable names. Okay, and we're going to bring out this first red block that says set current level to 0, and we're going to drag that into our on start section. Probably just put it underneath where you set your lives and your score up. Okay, and we're going to set the current level to 1. So when our game starts, our current level is 1. Okay, and then we can go back down to this function called start level here, and what we're going to do now is we're going to basically ask an if statement. If we're in level 1, we're going to display one tile map, but if we're in level 2, we'll display a separate tile map. Okay, so go to logic, and I want you to bring out the second block that says if then else, and drop it in. And we're just going to do a bit of a test here to first of all to work out if we're on level 1. So in your logic, just grab the equals sign with the 2 zeros. In variables, go and grab current level, and then set that number there from 0 to 1. So it's saying if the current level is equal to 1, then we are going to show a tile map for level 1. And in a moment we'll draw the level 1 tile map. Okay, now we need to add the same thing in below for level 2. So hit this plus sign down here at the bottom of the light blue block of code, and that will give you the space to add in that same bit of code by right click on the equal sign and duplicating it and dropping it on top of the word false. Okay, so we're going to do here in the else if current level equals 2. Okay, so we now tell the computer what we need to do if we're on level 2. So I'm going to duplicate that tile map block of code as well, and what we're going to do is we're basically going to display a tile map for level 2. Okay, it'll be different to level 1. Okay, if we're not on level 1 and if we're not on level 2, then what else can we be on? We'll be at the end of the game. So simply go to your game drawer here and grab the game over win block of code and put that in. Okay, so that's all we need to do with that section. What I'm going to do now is set up level number 1. Okay, so we're going to go into our tile map section here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch out our screen size. We're going to make it quite a bit bigger. So down the bottom left where you've got your 16 by 16 size, change the first number 16 to 50. And you'll see that you get a much wider game screen. So you can add a lot of platforms into your game and now make it a little bit more interesting. Now, it's up to you which blocks you want to use for your game screen here. So you've got a few different ones that you can pick from. I know Dungeon has a few that you could potentially use, like little bricks there that look good. You could go to the miscellaneous ones. What have they got? A few ones down here might look alright. I'm going to go with the forest though. And there's a few options here too. You could go with probably these ones here with the thicker grass, or you could go with the ones back on the first page with the skinnier grass. It's up to you. I might start with the thick grass in level 1. Level 2 I'll change it back to the smaller grass. Now what you need to do is basically draw level 1, all the platforms that go with it. Okay, so you just got to make sure when you draw it, you're able to jump around cleanly on these platforms. You don't want to get stuck somewhere. Okay, so I want you to maybe put a few underneath, a few above, have like little staircases here and there for players to walk on. It's up to you how you set this up. So I'm going to fast forward the video here just while I do mine. I'll come back in just a moment once I've set up my level. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good. What we're going to put in next are we're going to turn these platforms into walls, solid walls, so the player cannot fall through them. So you'll need to turn on your wall option here. I generally grab the fill bucket tool. It's a bit of a pain. You've got to go around now and click on each of those platforms so it gets a bit of red shading across the top of them. So again, I'll fast forward the video. See you in a moment. Okay, there we go. So we've now set up our platforms and they're all solid, so our player cannot fall through them. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Last thing I want to put in now is a bit of lava across the bottom. Okay, now you have got some lava in the miscellaneous section that you could use. Probably not the worst looking lava, so it's up to you if you want to use that one, or you could create your own. I'm going to fast forward the video while I put my lava down. Okay, if you want to create your own, just go to My Tiles, press the plus sign and make your own lava. Might be a quicker way to do it, or you can just use the one in the miscellaneous presets here. Okay, I'll see you in a minute once I put my lava across the bottom row. Alrighty, so there's the pre-drawn lava across the bottom of the screen now as well. So that's looking pretty good for level 1. I'm going to click on Done now, and you'll see that my tile map has appeared in there. Now, what we might do is test that out actually. Okay, so as you can see over here in our screen, it's testing it right now, and it's not working. Okay, you're probably wondering why that is exactly. The reason being, we haven't called up this function called start level to actually run the code to show the tile map just yet. Okay, so when we start our program, we're starting a new level. We're starting level 1. So what I want to do is in functions, choose call start level and just put that at the bottom there. Okay, and when the computer sees that, it says, okay, I need to run this function down here. So when I call start level, it looks for the start level function and runs the code inside of it. Okay, and now we can see the platforms appearing in our game. So we can go for a bit of a run around and test these platforms out to make sure they're working okay. Most of them working well. I noticed at the start there that she fell a short way, which is not ideal. We're going to fix that up in just a moment. I'll show you again if I stop it and start it. She falls and misses a few of those higher platforms. Okay, I don't really want that. I want her to start up high, so we might fix that next of all. Okay, so back in this tile map, I'm going to make a new tile myself. So go to the My Tiles section, press the plus sign, and just use pink. Grab your fill tool and just shade that in pink. We're going to put a placeholder in for where we want our player to start. And I'm just going to put it right in the top left corner. She's just going to fall straight out of the sky up there and down onto this platform. So you can click on done. Okay, now in this start level function, what we're going to do is, I'll come down a bit here, in the scene, we're looking for the one that says place my sprite. Here it is, place my sprite on top of a random block, and that random block is going to be the pink block here. Okay, now the my sprite obviously needs to be changed to the girl. Okay, so when the game starts, or the level starts, the girl's going to appear on top of that pink block. Okay, the next thing we need to do is just delete the pink block from the game. Okay, that's easy enough. We just need to use, it's in a loop here, this for element value of. Okay, and we're going to get rid of the one that says list here. Just get rid of that. And we're going to go into scene. I think it's towards the bottom here. Third last one, array of all locations. And it's going to be the pink block. So everywhere there's a pink block, okay, we are going to substitute it with a transparent block instead. Okay, so we need to go to scene. And where's the set option? Here it is. So where it says the set the checkerboard at tilemap, put that in, and instead of using tilemap column and row, we're just going to put value here. Just drag it down from the block above and drop it in. Okay, and that will simply replace that pink block with the girl, and the pink disappears into a transparent color. Okay, a little bit confusing, I know, but let's just run the game and see if she falls out of the sky. There we go. Easy as that. Okay, now we can get around these top platforms a bit easier. Okay, and that's looking good. Alright, yeah, now we can definitely get around the top. Okay, so that's looking good. How about we make level 2 now, which is going to look a little bit different. So let's just close that up. Down to this start level function again. Okay, at the moment we've got set the tile map to. I'm going to delete that block of code and go into scene and get a brand new tile map out here. Okay, before we duplicated it, that's why there was 2 tile maps exactly the same. This time we're going to start fresh and draw a completely new tile map. So start again by going down the bottom left and changing the size from 16 by 16 to 50 by 16. Okay, now I'm going to change my platform for this one. I'm going to go back to the forest and choose this one here. Same deal. I'm just going to go and put a few different platforms around. So I'll fast forward the video now, and I will see you very shortly once I've finished doing up my second level. Alright, so I reckon that's a pretty good looking setup. Now the next thing you need to do is put your lava across the bottom. Okay, so same as before, I'm just going to go to my miscellaneous. If you want to use your own tile for this, by all means go for it. But again, I'm just going to use the preset lavas here. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm just dragging out one of these and then going back and grabbing the second one. I think it looks a little bit tacky the way it is right now, so I like to go these two side by sides. I'll put one there, one there, and so on. So I'll just fast forward the video again now. I'll see you in a moment once the ground is done. Alright, back again now. So lava's done, platforms are done. Last thing we need to do is turn the walls on. Okay, use your fill bucket tool and start filling in those platforms as solid walls. Again, I'll fast forward and I'll see you in just a moment. Alright, back again. You can see all my platforms now are solid objects. The lava does not need to be solid, so you can leave that as is. We can just fall straight through that, that's fine. So we can click on done. Alright, we've now got level 2 sorted. Okay, but how are we going to get from level 1 to level 2? Well, what we need to do is we need to create a portal of some kind. So when we hit the portal, it will take us from level 1 through to level 2. So we're going to go to our tile map again. Now you can start with level 1 here and go to your gallery and look for some sort of portal if you would like. Let's see if there's one in miscellaneous. Doesn't appear to be. We'll see if there's one in the forest. Just a matter of going through these and seeing there's something that looks a bit like a portal. Here we go, in the dungeon. I'm going to go with this blue one. Looks good to me. And I'm going to slap that in at the end down here, right in the bottom right hand corner. That's my portal that's going to take me from level 1 to level 2. Just click on done. Now I'm going to go to tile map 2 over here. and do the same thing. Go to your dungeon, grab that portal, and just go and stick it in over on the right hand side there somewhere, and click on done. So we've now got 2 portals in level 1 and level 2 there, which will allow us to hit them and or either go to the next level or end the game. Okay, so you need to come up with a way to tell the computer that. So we've got to do an overlap option here. So in the scene drawer, we're going to go down and we're going to look for this section that says on sprite of kind player overlapping at location. Bring that one out. Okay, so we're going to leave the first bit as it is. So when the sprite or the player sprite overlaps, I'm going to choose the blue portal. Okay, we're going to do a few things here. We're going to play a sound first of all. I'm going to do one of the existing sounds, and it's going to be the power up sound. Okay, we've hit a portal to take us to the next level, so we want a positive kind of sound. And we don't want to play it until done. We just want to play it in the background, so other actions keep taking place over the top of the sound. We are going to go to our variables here, and we are going to change where it says list by 1, make it current level. So we're going to change the current level by 1. That will move us from level 1 to level 2, or from level 2 to game over. And once we are in the new level, we are going to go to our functions and call up start level again. Okay, so when we call up start level, it comes back over here and starts running this code. Okay, that seems pretty easy. Let's give that a test run. We'll see if that's actually going to work or not. So stop and start. Now we can't die yet, so I'm just going to quickly jump through level 1 here, all the way to the end. We can go on the lava, doesn't matter. Oops, we can't get through there. Okay, moment of truth. Let's hit this portal. There we go, and that has taken us through to level 2. Now the issue here in level 2, we forgot to put that pink box in to tell the player to start up in that top left hand corner. So let's quickly put that in on tile map 2. Okay, here's my tiles. Let's grab that pink one and just put it up in the top left corner. And that way when it gets to level 2 she should fall out of the sky there. Better test that again. Sorry to waste your time, but there you go. Level 1 she's falling out of the sky just fine. I'll just jump my way through this level. Bang. Here's level 2, and you saw us fall straight out of the sky there on the left hand side of the screen. So let's test these platforms out. They look pretty good. Just going to try and get my way over to the portal at the far side. Here we go, and when I hit it, it's game over. So that's really good. We've gone from level 1 to level 2 to game over. And you could always add in as many levels as you would like. I'm just going to stick with the 2 for this tutorial. Now one other thing I want to put in before we finish up here is the lava at the bottom. I want to put in an event or an overlap event there. So when we collide with the lava, it is the end of the game. Okay, so quickly go to your scene here. Look for the overlap option again. So when the sprite player overlaps with the lava, okay, then we're going to have, not maths, we're going to go into game here, and we're going to have game over. It's going to be a loss, so change it from win to lose. And we're going to put in an effect too, since we're falling into lava. Not a confetti effect, we want to do a melting effect when we lose. Okay, that looks good. Now if you want, you can duplicate that. And just do it for the other piece of lava as well. There was 2 pieces of lava there, so just make sure it works for both. Give it a test run. Just fall to the bottom of the page and see what happens. You can see it melting away, and that's what happens when you hit the lava. Alright, so there's no coming back from that. I know you've got 3 lives up the top there, but when you hit the lava, you're dead. We're going to use those lives for something else. Okay, so that should do us, I would say, for this video. We've got level 1 and level 2 working now. What we're going to do in the next video is start adding some collectible items in to our game. So I'll catch you in that video, and we'll keep plugging away with our platform game.